Main components of an MRI scanner. This lecture is third in this series. Earlier you have studied nuclear magnetic resonance imaging. I have also discussed about Larmor frequency. Before I start to discuss about main components of an MRI scanner, I would like all my listeners who have not done so far to like, subscribe and share my channel. This diagram shows main components of an MRI scanner. This is a set of gradient coil, longitudinal gradient coil. Here I have shown only one pair of gradient coil for clarity, but in fact there are three pairs, X, Y and Z, which are colored in red, yellow and green respectively. One pair is for the head region, the second one for thorax and abdomen, and the third pair is for smaller regions like limbs. The magnetic field produced must be distorted or altered with gradient coils. Today, I will also discuss the function of non-uniform magnetic field superimposed on the large constant magnetic field in diagnosis using MRI. This is a superconducting permanent magnet. These are RF coils, RF receiving coil and RF transmitting coil. The computer controls data acquisition, image reconstruction, and image storage. Now, in the next slides, you will learn function of each part separately in further detail. So this is a block diagram that indicates positions of RF coil, gradient coils, and magnet in an MRI machine. And here you can compare same parts that these are in the same order in this machine. Let's take a magnified view. See, first magnet, then gradient coils, and then RF coils or radio frequency coils. And this part is the scanner. And this is patient table and this is the patient. Now, first of all, we will discuss the function of gradient coils. These produce an additional external magnetic field that varies across the patient's body. These coils are arranged such that they alter the magnitude of the magnetic flux density across the length, depth and width of the patient. This ensures that the Larmor frequency of the nuclei within the patient will be slightly different for each part of the body. This means that only a small volume of the bodies are at exactly the right field value for resonance. And so the computer can precisely locate the source of the RF signal within the patient's body and construct an image. Now, secondly, we will discuss superconducting magnet, this one. A very powerful and uniform magnetic field is produced by this large superconducting permanent magnet. Let's take a magnified view of this one. Now what happens? It's a resistive magnet and internal x-axis and portion of imaging is controlled by it. It is heavy and low cost. Internal core is made up of it that generates magnetic field all the time. The strength of this magnetic field, external magnetic field produced is up to 2 Tesla that is needed to align the protons. Superconducting magnets are cooled to 4.2 degree Kelvin or minus 269 degrees centigrade using liquid helium. Now these RF receiving and RF transmitting coils. Kindly note that these RF signals are non-ionizing radiations. This RF transmitting coil transmits RF pulses into the body and RF receiving coil detects the signal emitted by the relaxing protons. And this computer controls the gradient coils and RF pulses, and also it stores and analyzes the received data and produces and display images. In our next lesson, we will study procedure and working of an MRI scanner, and later on we will also study its advantages and disadvantages and compare a CT scan with an MRI scan as well. Thank you for watching.